What's up, everyone? Boltier back with a new video. And in this video, I want to talk about something very important to me, and that's war. So, I tried to make another video about it, and like it got deleted. I mean, it is deleted. It's somewhere on my computer, but I rather not post it because of I had issue with the microphone. I don't know if this is persisting. I'm making this video at this moment. Hopefully, it doesn't. So on the topic of war, war is very important. Important discussion to make. Mental warfare is an important one, and it's the main one for me, and a lot of people can agree. Mental warfare is simple. Mental warfare, we can look it up right now. Mental warfare, also known as psychological warfare or psychological operations, (PSYOP), refers to the planned use of psychological tactics to influence the attitudes, emotions, and behaviors of an individual or group. It aims to undermine an opponent's morale and resolve without resorting to physical force, often utilizing propaganda and other psychological techniques. So, this is important. So, this is a topic that I want to stay on. This is a topic that I want to feature and be in the topic of discussion when we're talking about war. So, yes, we are aware that there's war in Iran, between Iran and Israel, and then that is also important because that is a foreign war, a foreign land, and from my perspective, I already know that that is that people are watching and the whole world is aware of that specific event that's happening in that country. So and the topic of this psychological warfare, we can keep it in context of America. Very important. Psychological warfare begins at home, for me and a lot of people, at home. So how does this relate to war? Psychological warfare in the absence of family. So that's another example of how that's war. So in the absence of family, what does an individual do? They take care of themselves. And how do they take care of themselves? I do not know. I have my family. That's just an example of warfare for you. So this is important to me. I'm currently in a situation in which I want to stream, work, and do a lot of things that is very important to me. So working is important to me because it keeps me occupied and it allows me to get a perspective of myself while I'm working and outside of work. So I worked in the past. That would be the past, but that's important because it gives you perspective on myself. And this channel is very in this channel it is apparent that we that my viewers and subscribers understand that this is not a channel for war. This is not a channel that's dedicated to making war videos constantly over and over again to get to for whatever cause or whatever reason. Psychological warfare is the topic that I want to stay on topic for this video, and and it impacts me. So in ways in which I can explain, but it probably wouldn't make sense to you. So for instance, I like tech. This is my desktop right now. Tech. Uh, this would be considered tech. This would be considered tech. But they do different things. That's another type for this video. If you watched my previous video, you will know that I have a lot of apps and stuff like that, and that was a representation of my work that I did on my computer and PC. I wiped out my memory, so I had to do this over again. So right now it's a lot of video games here, not a lot of not a lot of apps and like programs like Visual Studio Code, which allows you to code and gives you a perspective on coding. Um, Coding is important. Coding is an old skill in relation to modern society. Coding is a lo- is a it was coding is not a an old skill to me. Coding is a very new skill and is a representation of the world changing and the industries that change it. So tech is an important one. Coding is very apparent in tech. You code to make programs and things of that nature. Outside of that, you can also code in different ways. So you can code in different IDEs, different languages, and stuff like that. So keep it on topic. That would be me. That would be the example of warfare for me because of how difficult it is to code in different conditions. In my condition right now, I can code right now, but I wouldn't want to because it is it's not boring per se, but it's not beneficial to me. Um, it's not beneficial to me in the sense that like there's nothing for me to code. If I want to code a program like a bot or like a website, I'd rather do with AI because it's easier and it's more productive. If I have issues with that code at that moment, I can put it back into the AI machine and utilize it in that manner. So get errors and like help me in the sense of that like there's one line that I'm missing. What can I do in that regard? You use AI. Outside of that, though, video games also a medium of tech. Technology is made in different ways. So technology, you use video games, modern technology to make video games. So very important. on the topic of war again, that would be example of psychological warfare. So what is an example of physical warfare? Well, fighting is one too. So back to this. This is psychological warfare. This is more dangerous to me because it impacts your life and your perspective on life. So physical fighting would be example of warfare as well. So very simple. We can lay this picture: physical fighting. So they're fighting and wrestling. Power is a fist. This is two women fighting, and these are two boys fighting. So like you go an example online, you can see physical fighting. Would this be considered warfare? Yes. In a context of the of what is going on. So you have two kids fighting, and like they're kids. Let it be two boys fighting. That would be important. Let it be two girls fighting. That would be a different story. So we have a topic with two boys fighting. They're fighting using their fists and legs and like they're wrestling and stuff like that. So they're expressing themselves in that way that they're upset at each other and they want to fight in order to get that expression and get it out of their system. Get the anger and whatever is causing them to fight in outside, but whatever is causing them to fight, they want to get it. They want to express themselves in that manner by fighting. So that would be example of warfare for boys. So for girls, it'll be different for me and for a lot of people. Girls fighting is very different than boys fighting. Two young girls fighting and two young boys fighting is two different perspectives that you can gain from outside and inside the world. So two girls fight, they're fighting. For instance, two girls can fight over their cooking skills. So so like you would agree that this daughter's cooking skill, you are a father, you would agree that you have two daughters. You would agree that this girl cooking is better than that girl's cooking as well. So why would they fight? Because if you told them that one of their if you told one of your daughters that her cooking is better than the other one's cooking, then that one daughter that I've told that her cooking is worse than her sister is already upset, and she's getting a perspective that you don't like her or that you are disrespecting her in that manner. Why? Because you're telling her that her cooking in comparison to the other daughter is worse. So what is the but like if you didn't eat, if the father didn't eat uh um the first daughter's cooking, he would get a different perspective from the second daughter cooking. He wouldn't say it was trash. He would say that it was good, from my perspective. So again, a medium of war starting in the household. You give your kids a certain perspective of themselves by talking to them and expressing to them how you feel about them at that moment, and that's very important. You're telling them like if you're upset and you use your kid to express to get out that anger, that is a problem in the sense that like if you it depends on the situation. Really, it's very convoluted, very complicated subject to tackle in one video. But if you tell one daughter that her cooking is bad and that's your only daughter, and your father, that is a different. And if that's your only daughter, she has nobody else to talk to. She has no siblings. She has no mother. She has nobody else. That you're her only medium to the outside world at that moment. Outside of you, she has to deal with school, and she's thinking about school at that moment. But she has to come back home, eat, sleep, clean herself up, do things in that nature to keep herself calm and keep you calm because she wants to make you happy because it's your daughter and she wants to be able to make you happy and smile. That's simple. And keeping on topic, uh, another form of warfare would be in income warfare, which is also related to psychological warfare, but that's a different medium for warfare in the sense that it's smaller and that it's smaller and it's a different outlet for warfare. So social income. Let's go back to the father and his two daughters. So these daughters grow up, or they grow up, and their skills are culinary. So they want to go to cooking school. They both want to go to cooking school. That first daughter is doing excelling well because you gave her that motivation and that pride in her cooking skills. The second daughter not so well. So what's the problem here? You already know that it starts at home. You already started the conversation with these two daughters, telling them that one daughter is better than the other daughter for cooking. That other daughter is upset right now because she wants to prove to you that she is not that she can cook and that she's worthy of your respect and your pride, and you're telling her that you cannot cook, that she can't cook. That's very disrespectful, and that will be hurtful for her life and her feelings. So what does she do in that sense? But stay on topic. They're both older. They're both women now. They want to find and please people or man that is representation of their father. So the first daughter is already on point. She can do stuff like she can have multiple men in different relationships, and she can still get respect from those men outside of the cooking, but mainly for that cooking. The second daughter, not so much. She has to deal with her father's impression of herself in that setting when she's having dates with different people. And what is she thinking about when she's dating other people? She's thinking about how my father didn't like my cooking, and maybe these men will not like my cooking, and that's important because she wants to have a relationship. Let's say she does want to have a relationship, and she wants to have kids. She wants to take care of herself. She wants to take care of her kids, take care of her husband. She's worried about the cooking only because of what happened when she was young. So again, warfare in the household. Why is it important that we say topic? This channel is for helping people. I don't have kids right now, but if I did have kids, from my perspective right now, I would not tell my kids that your cooking is bad. I would just simply ask you, do you want me to cook? And I'll show all my kids at the moment if they're with me how to cook. And if they got that perspective that I like to cook and I like to make food, I wouldn't care if your cooking is bad because I make bad food as well. And I'm giving you another spotlight um, of how I think. So important that we keep that we stay on topic. So yes, I made a follow up video to the second war video, and that was to keep it on topic that this channel is not for war. If I wanted to discuss a war in a context of what's happening right now, I would simply go online and try to talk to somebody outside about war and see if they care enough that this country is at war. Me personally, that's important to me because I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to move out. I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to get a different perspective of life, and I have to deal with the news, people agreeing that is not important, and me getting perspective in the household, me watching different news outlets and getting perspectives from different people that are talking about war. And no, I do not want to focus on war at all times. I'd rather play video games, and I'd rather just play video games on stream or off stream, things of that nature. So I'm dealing with stuff right now, so I don't want to get too much in detail. But yeah, so thank you again for watching this video and expressing yourself. And I think it's important that we keep this up. So support me, subscribe, donate if you can. Give me likes, comments, subscribe. Again, video description. That is where all the links are. So you'll get a different perspective of myself and my channel. So thank you again. I hope you have a good day.